Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Yura and we're back in Elestrals Clash because I've just been playing so much of it that I feel like if I don't record videos on it, I am just going to stare into the void forever and never log out of the client. I hope you all enjoyed the video that I just put up, the Fire Artifact one. I had a lot of fun learning that deck and just finally playing it after so long, but we're doing things a little bit different today. We're playing bugs today. Well, and Titans specifically, but it's bugs. It's just a bunch of bugs. And I really like these cards. This is a line of Elestrals that I was really not familiar with when Clash launched. I don't think I've actually ever seen Titan before Clash. And there's a pretty fun little package here. I really like all the Insectoid stuff. I think the Spectrus Viscerus stuff is great, of course. Spectrus Champion of Artemis is a really interesting card, just being a special cast from hand if your opponent has a suppressed card on field, which Artemis sets up. But the Ardbud, Ardvarum, and Antitan line are all really interesting cards. Ardbud and Ardvarum both get additional searches of Insectoids when they are cast to the field, which lets you fuel for your Antitan's hand discard effect to pop a card. This is an incredibly tight engine. Ardbud and Ardvarum are able to search literally any Elestral in your deck because they are all Insectoids. And Viscerus being searched, or even Spectrus being searched, is very, very valuable. We also get to play things like Demeter, who is just arguably one of the best divine runes in the entire game. Probably the best divine rune, if not for exactly Zeus, who is just kind of better. But because we're in Earth, we also get to make use of the limited Earthquake in Element, which is really, really potent. This deck also gets to, of course, just play all the counter runes that every deck is playing. I'm on 2 Shield here and 2 Tsunami just for deck space reasons, because we're also playing Altar of Stars. Altar in this deck I've found a lot of interesting use for, just because, well, we do set up divine runes. We also just have a lot of different ways of getting Elestrals on our board that have more spirits than they actually need, whether you're re-enchanting to a rabbit or you're just putting an extra spirit onto your Ardbud. Because Ardbud is not on cast, it is when it receives 1 or more earth, the search goes off. So Ardbud just pairs really, really nicely with Altar. There's a bunch of other cards in this deck that pair nicely with Altar, specifically Nobby. If you alter off of an Artemis onto a Nobby, it is a quick speed battle trick where you can shrink your opponent's Elestrals that are not lunar or solar enchanted by 2. And I'm going to be honest, outside of exactly this deck and Windjin, or people that are just windmill slamming Lestragon, those 2 elements are really not that present, which not only makes Nobby really potent, but it also makes Doppelgator just an absurdly big body to get over, because there are not a lot of people actually running lunar or solars outside of exactly Antitan, as I've already mentioned, or they're just teching Inspectorus, which is not uncommon. It is still a good card, but it's much less prevalent than all the water decks running around on ladder, because there is a lot of those, which makes the Tsunami in the main not as good as it otherwise probably should be, but it's still a good card. It keeps our buddies safe for a turn and lets us set up for a power play, because the ideal thing that you want to be doing in a deck like this, specifically using the Ardbud line, you want to go Ardbud while you already have a body on board, Ardbud then disenchant off of something that ideally already has 2 spirits on it, either through an altar activation or just by re-enchanting something. And doing so lets you ascend into Ardvarum, which then can pop another insect, which is any insect, by the way. It's not just your own. So you can use it to pop your opponent's Viscerus or Spectrus, which is absurd. It leads to some genuinely ridiculous pushes in order to then ascend this Elestral into Antitan, which is an 11/8 double earth 1 lunar that can discard an Insectoid card from your hand to target and destroy any card twice per turn. And then also, while there is a face-up Insectoid Elestral on the field, this Antitan is unaffected by opponent's Elestral effects. Again, not only your own board, it can include your opponent's as well. It's just a really cool line to play around with. This deck can put out absurd amounts of damage really, really quickly, and it has been a blast to experiment with on the ladder. Speaking of, we're going to hop into that now and show the deck off a little bit. All right, first game of the day. Honestly, I'm feeling good. That, Antitan in the opener is not ideal. But it's okay. Honestly, the rest of this hand is like probably fine enough to keep going first. This is probably a Spectrous Shield open. I'm going to be honest. I'm honestly tempted to just like expend a draw, like, and just kind of chill. But I think the smarter play is to field a body. So I'm going to run the Spectrous out. I don't know what my opponent's on, so we're just going to kind of vibe it. But I've really been enjoying Elestrals Clash. I will not lie. This client is so much fun. Even though it's got some quirks, it's got some parts of it that don't work as well as they probably should. But like, for the most part, the game does function, which honestly is much better than it was the last time I played. I also really enjoyed the last video, the Fire Artifact deck, but I will say I will be revisiting that deck sometime soon, probably in like the next couple of videos, just because I've seen a couple of other lists other than just like only playing the pure fire stuff. And I think that probably speaks to me a little more just because I really like the Earth package. It's, spoiler alert, the other thing is like, it's a pretty standard list of just you teching like Viscerus and Equilinx and Scythe Demeter, and it just kind of expands your artifact pool. And I like that a lot. It's really cool. Talking about this actual game, though, our opponent's got 2 back row and a Sorlet that we are going to immediately shield back to hand because I don't want to have to deal with this thing. And I don't want to lose my Spectrous, being completely honest. So we're going to dump a Lunar here and an Earth. Get this thing back to hand. Part of me wants to... No, that's probably... I'm going to Ardbud here and see if I can try to suss out what's back there. Because I'm thinking it's probably like PTA or Gorgons. Even though, like, I literally have no way of knowing what's back there. I'm literally just vibing it. Demeter's pretty good. We're going to go Ardbud here. Ardbud's going to search out the Viscerus, unless my opponent Gorgons is me. But if I show PTA, I'm going to attempt to go Ardbud effect to ascend. And then if the Gorgon's on that, then honestly, we're just in, like... We're just up so much that I don't mind. Not that Viscerus, the other Viscerus. Really confusing thing about Elestrals is they have... So there's like the titled Elestrals, right? That are different than others. But then they also just have like Pokemon style. They have different names. And they do different things, which is just kind of confusing. I'm going to be real. I think I am still going to go for the Ardbud. We're going to disenchant off you. And is the Gorgons coming now? No. Okay, we're going to go Aardvarm. Maybe it's a Tsunami. You need a Lunar. That was maybe incorrect to do because I can't actually go Aardvarm Ascend, but I'm kind of trying to bait something out here. Okay. I mean, I'll just probably search another Spectrous. Yeah, I'll search another Spectrous. Because we know they have Sorlet in hand, which can out this, but I don't really care. I really am just trying to bait something out here, and I genuinely don't know what's back there. I'm assuming it's Gorgons. I feel like it has to be Gorgons, right? What else would it be? PTA. That's a fine trade. We're going to grab the... Ooh, the Nobby is really tempting too. I think we are going to go the Nobby. Because we already have a Viscerus in hand. And then we will swing in for 2, and then they'll have to do 2 to pay out. So that'll put them down pretty far. And we have so much advantage in our hand that can just, like, run into them no matter what they put down. I'm not super worried about this. Because they'll lose 2 here, and then they'll have to pay out 2 for the PTA. We lose our quick and easy line into Antitan, but I'm not super beat up about that. It was maybe incorrect, but I don't know. We're playing into Wind, which honestly, like, I think it feels better to not have a guy on board for them to run over so they can't just, like, hit me with the Chrysor Champion of Aeolus. They've got another back row. I assume one of those has to be a shield. We didn't really see... Oh, Titanostrike Champion. Okay. That makes this Demeter really weird to field. I think I am just going to try to Nobby, and we'll just be okay. We know their hand is Sorlet Thunderstorm. Yeah, we'll take the one here. I'll drop a water, I think. Part of me also wants to run in with Viscerus, but I think Viscerus into 2 back row just doesn't feel great. Maybe it does. No, because the Viscerus that I leave in defense position, unless I draw a counter rune here, yeah, it doesn't feel great. So we're going to go the Nobby. Now, if they have PTA, that's going to suck. Because it's going to force me to use the Demeter that I would otherwise like to keep in my hand. But I think we're okay for now. It looks pretty clear. They do have a chain. I wonder what it is. Okay, there's the PTA. So they are going to force out the Demeter. Which means that Thunderstorm that they have is going to feel bad. So I don't want to put too much into this Demeter. I'll probably just do like... Honestly, do I put... I'll put an extra one on it, but just one, because I don't want to lose too much when they Thunderstorm. They still have a response. I imagine it's got to be Gorgons, right? I don't know what else it would be. Maybe it is Tsunami. And if it is Tsunami, then I've been owned. Like, I can only really play around so much. I do know they have some response. So it's not Shield, and it's not PTA. Which means, in all likelihood, it is Tsunami. Because I'm pretty sure that's like the only thing that would be continuously asking like this. But how much do they care about this? Is my real question. It's Gorgons. Okay. Well, I'll take that trade. Because now they go like the Sorlet we know they have in hand. And they did it in the right step too, so our attack doesn't even go through. Yep, PTA payout. But we do still have Viscerus, so unless they have another counter rune they get to set, we're feeling okay. Nectar. Okay, they're going down to 6. I imagine they have to have found Ambro by now, which sucks for me, but we might be okay. It really does depend on if they found another counter rune or not. Okay, there's a set. That could be the Thunderstorm. It's just like a bluff. Or they've been sitting on 10 million counter runes since the start of this game. And then I'm just going to feel stupid. Take 2 here. I'm probably going to drop this Thunder and the Lunar. Am I going to drop the Lunar? I don't know if I am. I might drop the other Thunder. Because, like, if I draw a rabbit, I draw a rabbit, and then I'm punished. But I think I value the Earth and Lunar significantly more so. Thought I kept the water. Okay, we're going to go the Viscerus here. And they didn't use the Thunderstorm. They do have a response here. So they did find something else. Which makes me not want to commit the Demeter here. They're going to have to T-Storm. Actually, I don't even know if they have the spirits for the T-Storm. They're on 5 right now. I assume they had to have kept it. We're going to try to hit over this Titano Strike. Shield. Okay. They've got 3 left. Very glad I kept that water in the spirit deck. Because this Tsunami is going to go nuts unless they do have 2 more Thunders. But if they do that, they're on to 1. So unless they have exactly Ambro, they're just like really far down on spirits. Another set. Are they going to rip the T-Storm? Lucky to add a Divine Rune. Yeah, you got it. Oh, that's a Misenchanted Sorlet. I didn't even see that. Yeah, we're going to Tsunami this every day of the week. So Misenchanted Plucky, Misenchanted Sorlet. They've got 2 spirits left. I have genuinely no clue what else they could have back there. Nobby is so tempting, but they're all in defense, so I'm just going to run the Viscerus out. Do they have another Gorgons? They have something. I'm amazed that they still have something. We're going to run in here. Okay, I think it's PTA. Which is, like, fine. We're going to go grab... probably this Viscerus. Just to, like, guarantee that it sticks in case my opponent really does want to PTA here. Yeah, we'll stick the Earth on it. That's okay. We've got a 6-2 Viscerus right now. And our opponent is on 2 Spirits. I'm feeling pretty in control here. Of course, maybe I'll just, like, run into something dumb. And I'll be owned. Elechic, Champion of Zeus. What does this guy do? When this Elechic declares an attack, you can give it +1 for each Thunder enchanting each Zeus on the field until the end of this turn. Okay. That's fine. There's the Zeus. So it can go up to 4. They're on 0 in Spirit deck. Zeus detach, shrink the Vis. So they can swing over and hit for 1. And then we get to go Nobby and win the game. Right? I do not think they can win from this position. Because we take no damage from that. The Elechic bumps in. We take 1 from the Plucky. And so long as we keep 2 Lunar in the Spirit deck, we are totally fine. So I'm going to drop... yeah, we have 4 Lunar. We're totally fine. I do think I deployed that Ard Bud a little too early. That's on me. Something to learn from. I said in the last video, I am not and will never be the best Elestrals player. I'm just having fun. And this deck is a blast. Hello, Astrabbit. Glad that you could show up in a very timely manner. Our opponent knew we had this, but I don't think there's anything they could have done about it. Shrink them down. Enter battle phase. We'll swing over the Elechic here. And then go Nobby effect to ascend into the Doppelgator. Swing over literally anything and clean this game up. You're double Lunar, right? Yes. Just had to make sure. I don't think it actually mattered, but, you know, why not? My opponent has a response. Oh, is it the Voltempest that can't activate? Because there's no spirits? The Gores guy? No, they need Zeus on field. I have no idea what that response was. All right. GG's to my opponent. Let's run another one. All right. I won't lie. I do really appreciate this deck's willingness to just field a conga line of bugs and just kind of vibe with it. It's very fun. We're going to keep this. It's Rabbit plus Counter Rune going first, and that is like an unbeatable board state in, I think, pre-Firestorm format. It's just kind of ridiculous. We want to find probably the Spectrus, right? Spectrus is probably the best thing here because we already have a shield. We want some way of going aggro next turn. We're going to set this shield. This altar is doing literally nothing for us right now. Just pass it back. I do love how pretty the foiling effect in this game looks. Ursaden! Oh, God. Oh, God. I'm going to get bear bombed. Please leave me alone. I'm so afraid of Ursaden. 2 back row. Do you have a bear? I imagine they do. Yeah, here's the Air Scout. This Spectrus is actually really gonna put me in a nice place. Yep, Ursaden enchant. Ooh, the Nobby's cool too. We're gonna run the Spectrus out though. Is Spectrus into Battle Recruiters seems pretty nice. Are they gonna PTA? I mean, if they PTA, it is what it is. Hestia's Hearth. Okay. I don't know why that stayed there. I'm just gonna try to bump in. Spectrus, go. Cool. Spectrus blast. All right, their bear bomb is gonna be live next turn, which is very terrifying for me. But so long as they don't have, I mean, they have to have a normal cast. Yeah, there's the Ursa coat. That's not Ursicle. That's a different card. All right, Bear Bomb is live for 2. I imagine they're going to be popping the Rabbit and the Shield. And I don't know how I'm outing it, if I'm going to be real. Oh, that is passing. Okay. Oh, Gorgons is a massive rip. That is so huge. This Nobby can't really do anything, so I'm just going to run out this Viscerus. What do you do when the source code is attacked with the damage step? You could turn the attacking Celestial to its owner's hand. Oh! It's Grand Mole! Hello, Grand Mole. How are you doing today? We're going to set this Gorgon's Gaze because I fear Champion Majursa very, very much. Part of me wants to set the Altar too, but meh. So how does this work? If I go Spectrus in, does Spectrus suppress first? It does. Okay. Oh, because it's during the damage step. Yeah, it does work. But that is... Okay. I don't know anything about this game, apparently. I just did not expect that to work like that. But all right, whatever. I'll keep my Spectrus in hand. Why not? We'll pass it back. You know, I really expected it to not function like that. I thought Spectre said the word suppress on it, and so I would be safe from the bounce. Hello, Abominursa. That's fine. This goes to, yeah, just 4. I'm really fearing the Bear Bomb, but where is the Bear Bomb? They're enchanting again, and then they're attacking in. Okay, this is the most unbelievably... I can't think of the word. This is don't poke. It's don't poke. So get out of, go back to hand. Bye-bye. I'm not poking the bear today. No, thank you. I don't want to deal with that. I still can't think of the word for that, but oh well, it's fine. I'll figure it out. Well, I'll like throw it out randomly in like, I don't know, give me 2 minutes. And I'll figure out what that word that I was trying to say was. I'm gonna set this altar as a bluff because it like is literally doing nothing for me right now. I would love to be playing a Stadium Rune, just like neg them for 5 right now. That'd be really cool. But oh well, it's fine. We're chilling. I would like to find an Ardbud because this board state is just such beautiful pickings for an Ardbud to Antitan line right now. Like I can disenchant off the Spect, I can pop the Vis, and then just make an Antitan, pop all the back row, and just go in for 3. That is, of course, assuming that there's not Gorgons or something back there. I know one of them is Don't Poke, so it's fine. Nectar to draw 2. Okay. Are they just not on the Bear Bomb? What's happening here? Am I waiting for the Ballistic Warhead to hit me for no reason? Ursmog. Which one are you? Expend fire in order to special cast a... Yeah, okay. That's going to let them get out the Abominursa for... I think it'll be at 5? No, it'll be at 6. This Ursaden is so unbelievably tasty for any form of back row removal, and I just cannot find it to save my life. I'm so sad. Come on, give me something. I guess I'll cast the other spec. Like, I suppose it's kind of just a guy. I'm gonna go attack rabbit. I'm gonna force something out here. I just want to get swinging. My brain's telling me to punch, and so I shall punch. Spec is going to hit over this Ursmog unless they don't poke. Okay, yep, there it is. Do I care? No. No, I don't. How long does this last? I think it's till the end phase. I mean, I can spec effect. It doesn't do anything, but I can do it. Maybe they'll Gorgons this because they'll think something's going to happen. I'm using my Edo Pro mind tricks to try to get them to use a removal thing that they don't need to. They're on 3 spirits with just an Ursmog. I mean, they have 5 on the Ursiden, so like they do technically have more than what's in their spirit deck, but if they're not going to use them for anything, does it really matter? Honestly, I could just like hard draw into Antitan right now. Oh, hello, Ursicle. I'm so far up on spirits right now. I'm really tempted to just like Gorgons this. Like, I think I'm just so far ahead that putting them into this position where they can't feasibly get another don't poke to stave off another wave of attacks while they wait for whatever it is they're waiting for is like probably the best case scenario for me. I don't think I really needed to do that given the spirit differentials, but they do have 6 spirits on Ursiden, which is just 7 spirits on Ursiden. Good lord. I've never seen this many spirits in one place. They're on 0. Okay. I'm just gonna alter next turn and like try to punch over something. Right? I think that's just the move. Can I draw an Antitan? No. Alright, whatever. Yeah, I mean, let's go alter. We'll pay a water. Which one of these do I want to punch over more? All right, we're going to take you, move it onto this spec. Change the Ursicle. So now we have at least a way to lethal. Go the Nobby here. I'm going to move this Astrabbit back to defense. It's literally not doing anything in attack right now. We'll go battle. And try to swing in for game. I'm assuming they have some kind of counter runes back there that they're going to like pay off the Ursiden for. I have no idea what it would be though. Because I don't even think a don't poke gets them out of this because spec gets just big enough. Yeah, they go don't poke, you go up to 4, and then spec goes up to 5, and I hit over for 1. And that's game. God bless Altar! Thank you, Altar of Stars! GG's! This deck's fun. Alright, we return victorious. And I'm going to play this deck again on the channel. Honestly, there's a couple of decks in Elestrals Clash that I've just really been loving. This Fire Artifact, I do really want to try out that other Earth list. Even like Pigs to a certain extent I've had a lot of fun with. Though I do want to find a list that I like a little more than what I currently have going. But this deck is just cool. I didn't show off the Antitan because I deployed my Ardvorum a little too early and I had to play through like, that was like what, 5 counter runes or something. It was a lot was going on, but honestly the power of this deck is that it doesn't need to use the Antitan bomb to win the games. You can just play like the endless conga line of bugs and win off of the sheer advantage alone that these guys produce. Even the Ardbud and Ardvarnum searches on their own are ridiculous for card economy, and because you're already searching all of your Elestrals, whether it be Viscerous getting them out of the deck through winning combat, Nobby getting the Doppelganger out of deck, or Ardbud and Ardvarnum just straight up searching them, it leaves your normal draws for turn to just be generally better because you're already getting all of your Elestrals out through other means. It honestly kind of feels like a Yu-Gi-Oh deck to a certain extent. Not like a modern one, of course, but I play a lot of Meadowlands, and genuinely, if a deck like this just kind of showed up in Meadowlands with like a Yu-Gi-Oh stats on it, I'd say like, yeah, that's cool. That's neat. It's like Fire Fist, kind of. Genuinely, it's maybe I'm heretical for saying this, But like, deck plays low to the ground, has a bunch of ways of getting to its monsters, all of its generics are really powerful, has a big bomb play. It feels like Fire Fist. It just feels like Fire Fist. Now, there are definitely people that play Fire Fist that'll just be like, Yura, what the hell are you talking about? You are literally spitting nonsense. And maybe I am, but I'm just kind of having fun. This deck's neat. This is probably going to be the deck that I play most of the time if I don't actually end up liking the fire artifact list that I want to try out. It's just a good time. There isn't really anything that I would change at this moment. This list specifically was like pretty heavily inspired by lists that were already topping in like the TCG scene. So like late Firestorm format. And we have most of those cards. It's just the Nobby Doppelganger package is currently in over the Werepup Lycavoid line because that is banned. And we don't have old Lycavoid in Clash. So I think Nobby Doppelganger is totally fine as a replacement for that because they're also searchable. And they also are just like solid pushes. They're not as brutal as a push as the Werepup line is, but I think it's decent enough. It's like fine. I might mess around with the counter rune ratios, but genuinely, I think I'm what, like 7-1 or 8-1 on this deck so far, just going up ladder. And it's just been a good time. With all that said, though, I want to thank you all so much for watching. I do not expect to be slowing down anytime soon. I've got the fire lit in me again to record more videos. Got some Meadowlands on the way. Got a separate project coming along that it might not go up on this channel. I might have a separate channel go up for something else. A couple of other things that I'm working on behind the scenes. And I've got some Rush Dueling stuff I want to put out too. Hero has been really interesting over there. They got Shiny Shady for anyone familiar with Rush Duels. That card is absolutely bonkers. And they also released a bunch of new Metarion stuff, which is really interesting to me. So with all that said, thank you all again so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye!